On Arrakis, thirst isn't just a problem, it's a death sentence. Every move you make, every rock that you break, that water meter is constantly ticking down, forcing you back to base and killing your momentum. It's the one thing that will always stand between you and total domination of the desert. Now in the early game, you're chugging some weird juice from weird plants just to stay alive, which is barely enough to survive on and totally useless for crafting. Then you might move on to the grim work of draining blood from your enemies, a messy, slow process that just can't keep up with your ambitions. But what if you could flip the script entirely? What if you could build a system so powerful that water becomes a complete afterthought? A limitless resource you can pour into crafting, trading, and building your empire. Do you need more Dune Awakening, Solari, and hard to find items that you don't have time to grind for? Well, today's sponsor, MMOPixel, has got you guys covered. They offer a huge range of bulk Solari packages to keep you thriving in the brutal world of Arrakis. Doing fine on Solari, however? How about some of the best endgame loot you're struggling to get your hands on? Well, MMOPixel has got that covered too, offering every unique item from Dune Awakening at your fingertips. So what are you waiting for? Get safe, fast delivery on all currency and items over at MMOPixel.com, and don't forget to use the code KilroyPlays at checkout to save 5% off your entire order. Surviving Arrakis has never been so easy. Now back to the video. In this guide, I'm going to be showing you guys how to turn your biggest weakness into your greatest strength. We're covering the absolute best methods for generating unlimited water. We'll start off with something stupidly easy. This method works from the early game all the way up to end game. Then we'll move into the Fremen way, the Death Still, a machine so shockingly effective it can solve your water problems in under an hour using the most metal resource imaginable. Stick around because mastering these two strategies will fundamentally change how you play the game. Now, I know a lot of you guys might be thinking you should just use the blood purifiers or even the wind traps to generate your water in the early game, but what if I told you there's an even better way? So this whole concept works around the dew harvesters, or more accurately known as the reapers. Now these can harvest water from the dew fields. So all you will need is a few liturgions in order to hold all your water that you're about to collect. Now, before we do go over how to actually get the water efficiently from the dew fields, I just want to show you guys a few locations you can actually get your hands on the unique liturgions and reapers in the early game, so you can gather and hold more water than the basic crafted versions. So, Table of the Gods is a point of interest located in the Western Vermilius Gap region and is super easy place to loot. Oh, sorry, rather it is a super easy place to loot. Simply climb to the top of this area and you'll notice a chest next to a crashed ship, and this chest has a 25% chance to either drop the Mark II Liturgon or the Buoyant Reaper Mark II. Both will be a huge help in the long run with this method. Now again, this method will work all the way up to endgame and it works pretty darn effectively. For instance, a Focused Reaper Mark V, which is a unique tier 5 Reaper that can actually collect tens of thousands of milliliters of water in just a few seconds. So as long as you actually have some, well, a fair few Deca Liturgons with you, you'll actually be able to collect all the water you need, although there is a catch. So the only downside to farming dew fields is that you're very limited to the time of day when you can collect said water from the dew fields. So if you guys didn't actually know, there's a specific time of night right before dawn when the dew fields are actually at their maximum yield and will give off the most water. So to find this time of day, all you will have to do is hit T on your keyboard. This will bring up an overview of all your gear and hydration levels, etc. But also at the top right hand corner of the screen, you'll see the time of day indicator. You'll need to wait until the indicator shows a bright blue color. It's only a very, very narrow window of time before the next day begins, so keep a close eye on this, otherwise you'll miss it, and well, obviously you'll have to wait again till tomorrow. Now, after you've gathered all of your water from the dew fields, all you'll literally have to do is take your liturgions over to whatever water system, mass storage water system you guys have got, and literally just empty them and then rinse and repeat. And it's way more efficient and effective than the blood purifiers. Obviously weighing down your inventory, having like 5, 6, 7 plus blood bags in your inventory, as well as the extractor itself, takes up a lot of weight. It's a pain in the ass. This is honestly way better for early game. Now for the method that separates the survivors from the true titans of Arrakis. If the Reaper farm is an elegant piece of engineering, the Fremen Deathstill is a brutally efficient engine of pure survival. This single machine is hands down the best way to get water in-game, and it will make your water problems vanish. The catch? It runs on corpses. The Deathstill is a legendary piece of Fremen tech that renders the dead down into pure life-giving water, and the efficiency is just insane. The advanced Deathstill, for instance, the one you really want, can process a single corpse into 45,000 units of water in just 50 minutes. Let's put that into perspective. That's about 15 water per second, more than 10 times what a single large wind trap can actually produce. Now, with a machine this powerful, you can fund huge crafting projects, keeping your whole clan hydrated and still having enough water left over to become a major force on the Arrakis market. But unlocking this monster is a journey. Unlike the wind trap, you can't just buy the schematic with research points. Same with the dew harvesters, the reapers, all that kind of stuff. You can't just buy them with research points. You have to prove yourself by completing the footsteps of the Fremen questline and all 8 of its trials. It's a challenge, but it is absolutely worth it. Once you finish that final trial, the schematic unlocks. Be warned though, this is a late game item. Crafting the advanced Deathstill is a massive undertaking, requiring 240 duralinium ingots, 170 silicon blocks, and 70 complex machinery, and it's a steep cost, but the payoff is game changing. Now, once you've built it, however, the process is as simple as it is dark. After you take down a humanoid enemy, you can literally pick up their body. They're heavy, around 75 kilograms or whatever the weight system is in game, 75 volume. So using a buggy to haul them back to your base is the way to go, or your ornithopter, whatever you prefer. You can become a psychotic Dune gangster, loading up your trunks with fallen enemies and driving them back to your gruesome processing plant. Just drop the body into the Deathstill and the machine starts its work. An hour later, or 50 minutes depending which version you have, 45,000 water gets pumped right into your system. The workflow is simple: go fight, pick up bodies, and bring them home. A couple of corpses a day will give you more water than you'll know what to do with. However, the only real drawback is the insane power draw. The advanced Deathstill needs a staggering 500 power to run, so you will need a serious power grid to support it, or multiple, however much water you actually need, but for what it gives you, the energy cost is nothing. Forget scavenging for plants and messing around with blood. The Deathstill is the ultimate statement of your dominance over the desert. So there you have it, guys, the 2 undisputed champion methods for generating water in Dune Awakening, from the silent steady work of the Dewfield farms to the brutal unmatched output of the Fremen Deathstills. Your days of being thirsty are officially over. If this guide helped you out in any way, do me a favor and hit that like button. It makes a huge difference. And for more guides to help you dominate in Dune Awakening, make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you don't miss anything. Now, I do want to hear from you guys. Which side are you on? Are you Team Reaper or Team Deathstill? Or have you found another clever trick to stay hydrated, whether that be the wind farms or any of that? Drop your water strategies in the comments below. And until next time, guys, stay hydrated.